Welcome, friends. Welcome to the 2A Taco Tuesday time chat with E Honda and friends and stuff, where we talk about guns and cool stuff that's cool, like guns, because guns are cool, and fuck the YouTube algorithm because they don't like guns. And I was just talking about just now for anybody who out there is interested or may be interested in getting an echo trigger or a binary trigger of some kind. 100% I would recommend, dude. They're they're actually amazing. Anyone who talks shit about them doesn't know what they're talking about because they haven't actually used one, or they got a bad one, because there were several iterations, like the early Franklin triggers, that kind of sucked because you could outrun the fucking bolt, by moving your finger too fast, and you end up with a fucking dead trigger and a live round, which is not a good combination. But all that being said, hope you guys are doing well tonight. Hope everything out there is doing great. We got a couple of panelists tonight to talk about guns and stuff, and any questions that you have, or any comments or concerns, or I don't know, you want to talk to the manager, Karen, let me know with an @eHonda, and we'll try to get to those. And as always, super chats are welcome but not necessary. And thank you for those in advance. How's it going, Ohio?
Not bad. I do have a question about the binary trigger.
Yeah.
From my understanding, how that works is you pull back and it shoots one, and then when you let go of the trigger, it shoots the second one, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Was that your question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking there was going to be a second.
Yeah, I was just confirming that that's exactly how it worked.
Because a lot of people think oh man, what happens if you, for instance, you pull the trigger and you shoot, and you don't want to shoot the second trigger? You're kind of in a pickle, I'll admit. Right, it's not the most ideal position to be in, but with all of them that I have, if you keep your finger on the trigger, keep that trigger pulled down and flip the safety, you can then let go of the trigger and it doesn't fucking fire. So, I don't know. I there's possibly a little bit of safety concern, I guess, for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. If you just hand some dumb bitch the gun and say, "Hey, go ahead and shoot it," yeah, you might have prepare and you'll be fine. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Xanatos, how's it going, man?
Good.
What are you up to?
So you're fighting the gargoyles
StarCraft.
right now?
StarCraft?
Yeah.
StarCraft. Nice.
Yep.
Leo, how do you do, good sir?
I bless the rains down there.
Oh my God, no. That makes me sad. It makes me sad because I was forced to listen to it so many times whilst working under stressful situations. So I've associated a Pavlovian response to that song and being stressed out at work. Hence why I don't like it. Not that the song itself is bad or the message behind it, nothing like that. It's just I always heard it at work, and so I hate it. You know what I mean?
It's the first time I'm hearing about this. Wow.
You've heard this before. Fuck you.
No, I don't think. No, I have not heard this before. Because Matt used to play it all the time on this channel.
Yeah, that's why.
But I never heard you say anything about that.
Yeah, because I was trying not to feed the fucking beast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more you fucking talk about stuff with Matt, the more he's think about with Duke. Every time he admits oh, that scared me, then everyone's oh, we gotta come up with a scary monster thing for. It's half of that I think he's just fucking playing along with. I don't think Duke's that afraid, but he is jumpy. That being said, you sneak up behind the guy with a mask on, he might let loose a little squirt in his pants, just a little bit. Maybe need some new underwear and a wipe.
Yeah, maybe.
Not saying he would, but maybe.
And now I feel bad now. I think I might have to change my headliner to something else.
Dino says, "Did you see those creepy shrimp things that grow out at the Burning Man mud pit?" Yeah, there's these I don't know what they are. There's some kind of insect, I'm assuming, that their eggs sit in the fucking dirt until it gets wet, and then since it's the desert, it could be a year or whatever in between getting wet. So when it gets wet, enough, these fuckers spring out of the ground and start growing like a motherfucker. And there's all these weird fucking shrimp, desert shrimp at Burning Man.
Well, they got a food source now. They won't starve.
I wouldn't want to eat these motherfuckers. They're gross looking.
They finally unblocked the road too, so they're letting loose now.
Are people still like, are they getting people out of there, or how is that going? 'Cause
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
finally
like some
unblocked the
cars
road
that
at
are,
some point today, and then they said it was like an 8 or 9 hour backup to actually get the hell out of there.
well, it seems to me the only thing you would need to do would bring in some heavy equipment, right? You just bring in a fucking bulldozer and like a scraper or something, and just go along and fucking dig down till you get to fucking dry dirt and pile it up until you got a road, and then build your road all the way to the where the people are, and then they can just drive out. But I guess.
Think about the finest woman right in your mind.
All right.
Okay. Now imagine she was muddy and dirty at Burning Man, but she still wouldn't let you hit. Would you do it?
Wait, she's dirty and muddy at Burning Man, and what?
But she still wouldn't let you hit.
She still wouldn't let me hit?
No, she's still willing to let you hit.
Oh yeah, fuck it, dude. Yeah, I mean they've got RVs and showers and shit. We could figure something out.
No,
you know?
no showers. Just as
I mean, there's
she is.
only got to be 2 parts that are clean, really. The rest can be muddy as you want. Practical Bacon says, since I don't have one in my AR, does that make it non-binary? No, that means it's an Omni.
It's nice for y'all to actually own ARs. I don't know. I wonder what's that like.
It's amazing because you can. Okay, here's what you can do for an AR-15 if you don't know, and you live in a free state where you can just buy one, right? You can go to Palmetto State Armory, pick up a Blem lower for like 40 beans, something like that, right? Free shipping if you get it on a good day, like just wait for a deal, $40 free shipping. Take it to the FFL, you pick it up, you do the background check, you pay another $20 or whatever, $60, you have a lure, right? And then you wait for a deal on a build kit, which has all of the parts. It's got all the trigger parts, all of the upper, lower, everything, every little piece of it that you need besides magazines and ammunition to make the thing fire. And you can find these sometimes for like $200, right? Not usually. They're usually more than that. Usually like $300 is probably normal-ish for a Palmetto deal. But I have seen them for $200, right? So you get your whole build kit for, we'll call it $300, just because that's probably more along the lines of what you're typically going to see. Okay. $60 for the lower. That's $360 for a whole fucking rifle. And that's why they're fucking awesome. Not to mention, at that price for a $360 rifle, they're dead nuts fucking reliable as far as I've been able to ascertain. Like the parts are just fine. Like there's nothing that's made cheaply or fucking so cheaply that it's like a problem anyway, like they're great. And like that's why AR-15s are great. It used to be like if you wanted a cheap gun, this is when I first got into guns and why I have an AK, by the way. If you wanted an AR, if you wanted like an assault rifle, right, a defensive rifle or whatever you want to call it, a fucking modern sporting rifle, the choices were AR, AK. They still kind of are. AKs back then, you could get a Wasser 10 for like $400 or $500, But back then, there weren't nearly as many companies making AR-15s. And basically a basic bitch cheap ass AR-15, which may or may not have had problems with the parts back then, would have cost $600 to $800. So I don't know, like the math has changed as far as AR versus AK. It used to be, well, the AK is cheaper and the ammunition's cheaper and the magazines are cheaper and everything's cheaper about it. And they kind of suck for this reason. They kind of suck for that reason and blah, blah, blah. But compared to an AR, they're cheaper. So they're competitive. And yeah, now they're not cheaper. And so not to say like you should get rid of your AK if you have one. I'm just saying if you don't have an AR or an AK, it makes the choice a lot easier as to which one you should get into.
I would add, don't be the guy with the AK with a bunch of boys with ARs when you're all in the full kit and shit's about to hit the fan.
Well, that's fine. Just don't be the guy with an AK who needs ammunition for your AK when everyone else has ARs, you know?
That was the point I'm trying to make.
Or like magazines. Like have that shit yourself. I don't know. Like don't be the guy who shows up with like one AK to be the only gun that you're going to have, because you're going to put a laser on it and a light on it and a scope on it and a red dot on it and a fucking bayonet and a sling and like fucking, I don't know what else you can put on it, but then it weighs like 16 pounds and you don't want to carry the motherfucker. Like they get heavy real quick.
Well, the big thing is not to get into so many firefights where you lost all your ammunition now.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Well, I think it depends situationally, because I was listening to this thing about, and I don't know if it was like apocryphal or if it was a real story about a guy during Katrina who was defending his house and had 3 magazines, right? He had a handgun, 1 magazine in the gun, 2 spares. That's all he had.
Mm-hmm.
And when he actually had to use the gun, he dropped the magazine because he was trained to just like quick reload. And he dropped the magazine into the water and never got it back. And he only had 3 magazines. And he was talking about how, like, I don't know, situationally, like what you train for and what you might have to deal with in reality might not exactly line up. So, like, I don't know, when you're a lot of people when they're training, it's like you do the quick magazine reload, dump the magazine on the ground, pick it up later kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And if you're in Katrina and you have 3 magazines, maybe that's not what you want to do, you know?
That's true.
Oh. Walper says, did you see the story with the 2 ladies getting hit by stray bullets at Chicago Stadium? No, I didn't see that. They were fired from a mile away. That's crazy, dude.
I think they're talking about what happened in the White Sox park. Yeah, I don't know the whole story about that.
Yeah, there's a story going around about a woman literally hiding a gun in her fold of her stomach, and then it shot her and some other chick.
Oh, so
wait. So she's so fat that she's got fat folds that are so big that she can stuff a gun up there and it's going to stay there?
Yes.
Bro, that's like next level concealed carry. You could be naked and be like, I don't have a gun. I don't have.
Or are these 2 different stories?
It might be the same thing.
Oh, okay.
That's fucking hilarious. I don't know. I used to work at this place where like this really, really fat, fucking unclean. She was disgusting because she was so fat that her arms wouldn't reach around her body, and she had those big old fat folds everywhere, you know? Yeah, and like when you have big fat folds and arms that don't reach them, you get, I don't know, like have you ever like seen like a pug or a Shar-Pei, how they have like those little folds in their face? What you have to do if you have that dog is go through with a Q-tip of alcohol and clean all the like the folds of their face, because otherwise it starts smelling like poop. Like the dog just smells like poop.
It smells like shit.
So you have to fucking do this like regularly with the dog. Otherwise your dog and your house and everything in your life is going to smell like poop.
Yep.
Well, this lady didn't have anyone to clean her fucking fat folds with alcohol fucking Q-tips. So she smelled like poop. And she'd sit down in the restaurant and everyone would get up. Like everyone who was eating anywhere near where she was sitting had to get up. And it wasn't even like, oh, those people are like being rude. No, like if I was sitting there and I smelled that, I would get up because I couldn't eat with that smell. Like there's no fucking way that I could be like, this is delicious. Oh, it smells terrible though. Like, no, dude, those 2 things do not go together.
I mean, she doesn't have like a scrunchie on a stick just to reach the folds, or she just being lazy.
I think she's dead now, to be honest, because this was a long time ago.
They call that an appetite killer.
Yeah, I don't know. I never like asked her about her fat fold cleaning methods, you know?
No, I'm saying like that would be the most logical choice if you can't reach it.
I mean, maybe someone should have had that conversation, but it wasn't going to be me.
She probably seasoned her food at home with that Famunda cheese.
Jesus. Snuffleupagus says, is 6.8 SPC 2? What's the 2 worthwhile? I don't know. I've heard 6.8 is like if you're looking to get a more accurate at longer distance than 308 rifle, then the answer is yes. But I mean, the ammo costs more, and the rifles generally, not always, but sometimes can cost more, and like the ammo shoots your barrels out quicker. So like if cost is a concern, or if you're going to put a ton of rounds through your rifle or whatever, like I guess cost wouldn't be a concern at that point. And like a new barrel doesn't really cost that much when you're paying like $1.10 a fucking round or whatever fucking match grade 6.8 SPC is that you're trying to shoot at 1,000 yards with. I don't know. What are you trying to do? That's the question. How's it going, by the way? X Adam 1 says, or just go to Combat Armory and get one of those $409 AR-15 complete. Wait for their $75 off sales tax and get it for $334. That's actually not a bad deal. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to Combat Armory, like website or whatever.
Or just go to Twitter and look for the Mr. Guns and Gears deals.
Oh yeah, Guns and Deals is always trying to fucking make money off of Twitter fucking links. Like, that's all that motherfucker does. Didn't he get teamed up with Crowder, too?
Yeah.
Whatever happened with that? Because I haven't seen his ass do a fucking single thing at all. Like, I'm sure he did, but I didn't see it.
No idea.
Yeah, me either. I have no idea.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Like, seriously, fuck that guy for multiple reasons. It was some mass shooting that happened, and the kid or whoever it was that did the mass shooting used a specific type of AR-15, of which after it doesn't matter, of which after there was a deal on that specific type of AR-15 that was used in the shooting, the specific brand, and I think like excuse me, sorry. Brand and furniture and everything about it was exactly the same. And that motherfucker was like, hey, everybody, the shooting happened and you could buy the gun. Like, basically. Like, he didn't say that, but that's basically what he fucking said. So, fuck that guy.
And then there was the watermark.
Yeah, there's that, too.
Good old watermark.
It doesn't work like that to put a road together with that type of mud. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I used to work for a construction company, so like I have a bit of experience in it. And I guess not in like digging through 6 feet of fucking mud in the desert. I mean, I guess at that point you just bring in a fucking bunch of rock trucks and dump it in a big spot and spread it until you get, make a road out of that or something, But whatever.
Mike Waffen's at Burning Man.
Your girlfriend?
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Girlfriend. Want to build a 8.6 blackout, but damn anti-gun Washington, I can't even get the barrel now. Why?
Because Inslee signed in all that stupid ass bullshit there, where it's like an assault weapons ban and a bunch of other shit where they can't even buy any kind of, like, basically everything is considered a gun now. It's all unconstitutional.
I mean, it might be time to buy some land in northern Idaho. Maybe on top of a hill or a mountain somewhere in the foothills. Build you a cabin with your family and try to get away from the government.
A wild junior Honda passes by.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah. There he goes. Look at that, crikey.
My girlfriend has a wild Honda.
Yeah, see, Snuffleupagus is finding the 339 for upper 18-inch stainless, nice handguard, and you can even find them cheaper than that. Like, if that's your concern, or if you want, I don't know, something match grade or like a longer barrel like that, like you can find all kinds of good stuff. Palmetto's my favorite. you watch the video that Military Arms Channel did today about the Palmetto blah 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 AR-10?
No.
No.
I don't know. There's some military like sniper DMR rifle AR-10 platform made by Knights Armament, I think, that they sell for like $6,000, right? And Palmetto made a copy of it for like $1,400. And Military Arms Channel bought it and was shooting the crap out of it and was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good."
Nice.
I don't know. Palmetto for the win. He did 2 videos that I know were of Crowder 2 months ago, basically beginner videos. Okay, so he's doing like, "Hi, I'm a firearms guy, and I would like to show you about my girlfriend." Yeah, that's what he did. Where's the ginger at tonight? Where's the gentle ginger giant?
You know,
I don't
Call
know,
him
he's been gone for a
Corey's doing-
while.
Call him
Yeah.
Triple G.
Corey's doing the Corey things right now. Good luck to where he's at.
Yeah, sometimes it would be nice to not, like if I had like Honda things that I have to deal with, which honestly I've got Honda things I have to deal with quite often. To not have a chat that I was like married to that I have to do all the time. It's fine. I love you guys. Davy Jones says 6.8 SPC is an upgrade for 5.56, not 7.62. Yeah. What's the one that's? I thought it was 6.8. Is it the Grendel one? I can't remember. There's one that's like better than 308. And I thought it was 6.8. Speaking of Triple G,
Where you at?
My
doing
ears
Corey
were
things?
burning.
the gentle ginger giant is here.
What's up, guys?
You must have been barbecuing today.
No. I actually took a fat nap earlier.
A sad nap?
No, a fat nap. Like a
Oh.
really good nap.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said sad.
No.
Yeah, I took a nap, like sitting on my computer chair.
No, I haven't been sleeping well lately, so I've just been sleeping when I can. Or when my body finally says, "Yep, you're done. You're napping for a little bit."
Right on. How do you do, good sir?
Doing all right today. I've been stressed the fuck out lately. Like, beyond stressed out. But hopefully things will be getting a little better. We'll see.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter.
Yeah. It always seems like when you fix one problem, a new one appears.
Yep.
God, ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
I feel it's like a Hydra, right? Like I like chop one head off the Hydra, and then there's 2 of them,
right.
Mm-hmm.
and so then I chop another head off, and then there's 3 now, and then I chop another head off, and now there's 4. It's like,
If
dude,
they-
I chopped 3 heads off, and now there was only 1, and now I have 4.
And then you know
Mhm.
sums up like when you have a really good week, like everything goes right, and you be like, I know it's about to happen.
Yeah, just keep waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, oh, I'm having too good of a week. No.
I don't know, man. Like it does kind of feel like there's, and maybe it's just me, but I kind of have this like, I don't know, sense of impending doom kind of on the horizon. And I hope I'm
No, I
wrong.
understand. I understand what you're saying. You kind of see the writing on the wall right now, and it's like, how can you not help but feel like that?
Kind of feels like when you were like in junior high and you showed up for like math class and you knew you didn't do your homework.
Right? Yeah.
and like you know that the teacher's going to ask about it, and you're just like waiting for, like, yep, she's getting through the lesson, and then comes the thing, and then we have to turn in our homework, and then the bell rings. Fuck.
Mm.
You're like trying to do your homework real quick while I don't know, maybe not like that exactly, but it's kind of that same feeling, Here, let me hit these super chats real quick. Jesus, boys, thank you. RCDC dropped in 5. I didn't say anything, just dropped in 5. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. Oh, I didn't mean to gender you. Thank you, alien hunter person, for the $5. That's pretty awesome. Josh T says, well, at least Guns and Deals provides deals consistently. I mean, that's the one thing that he does do is provide deals consistently because it consistently provides him with ad revenue, right? Like, that's why you do it. I wonder how much he makes off of some of those deals. Like, I'm sure some of them you don't make much, but some of them, like, if a bunch of people click on it or whatever, like, that has to be why he does it. Laying around watching TV and fapping doesn't count as things to do, Handler.
Until it does.
Cutting deep right now, Daniel. Cutting deep. And Snuffleupagus says, peace, you have a great channel, dude, regardless. Thanks, man. You're usually giving me a lot of shit and talking shit. So it's good to hear you say that. We've turned you around. Excellent. Excellent. That's good. Thank you, sir. Bum, bum, bum. Another one bites dust. Okay, so Fiend Dog says 6.8 Creedmoor is the one that's like 308, I thought. Okay, there's too many 6.8. 6.8 SPC, 6.8 Creedmoor, 6.5, 6. Oh, sorry, it was so much different.
Well,
and then you got the Grendels.
I don't know. Like, that's why I don't want to get into all these fucking calibers, right? Like, I've got 308. I've got a couple of guns in 308. I don't think I need to shoot further than 308 can shoot. I mean, maybe I would need something more powerful, potentially, I could see. Like, I don't know, like a 50 BMG or something, but I'm not trying to shoot it further than 308, I don't think.
Right. And don't forget, you got the Grendels, too, which is even more confusing.
Yeah, who the fuck is Grendel? Is that a person, or were they like trying to be like, oh, it's like Hansel and never mind.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them were military development cartridges for snipers and stuff, because I know that the 6.8 is apparently a 338 bullet in it, and I think it was to basically make it further extensions out without having to get like all the power of whatever the 338 would be then.
338 Lapua. See, they've got all these fucking weird fucking goddamn names, dude. Like, who's Lapua?
Like, keep it simple, stupid.
Who the fuck's Lapua? Does anyone know Lapua? We got Lapua here. Lapua.
Sometimes it's actually a term is what they come up with that becomes that word then. I actually
Lapua is that person that used to be on Maui.
I actually designed my rifle cartridges about a year ago. It would be called the 420 whiskey.
National Lapua Christmas Vacation.
I would buy a 420 whiskey. That sounds awesome.
Yep.
Everson says, you first need the skill to shoot that far. Like, see, that's my thing, dude. Like, I'm not even sure that I have the skill to shoot 308 at its outer limits, let alone, like, I need to reach further than that. I don't know, like 100 yards is generally, like, sweet spot for me. I can go out to, like, 4 or 5. That's fine. Much beyond 5, I don't, usually the target's too goddamn small to see. .6.5 Creedmoor is better at range. Yep, see everyone's saying the 6.5 Creed. So 6.5 Creed is the 308 competitor, but 6.8 for some reason is the 223 competitor. But that makes sense because it doesn't, and I just have to like save that in the file and make sense of it later.
Well, it's like the exact same thing with all these companies that make straight walled cartridge rounds now, because of states like Ohio having to have deer hunting limits. And then you got 350 Legend, 40 Bushmaster, all these other ones like 360 Buckhammer they're coming out with now.
So they're naming things after like ancient stories, Grendel and Beowulf, because there's the Beowulf too, right?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah,
that
the 50
related?
Beowulf.
Is that related somehow to the Grendel? Are they made by the same company or designed by the same person? And that's why he named them both after fucking like prehistoric fucking like weird stories and shit.
Possibly. I know a lot of those use AR mags though.
It just sounds really gay to me, dude. Like, I'm sorry, like, hey, gun manufacturer people, this message is for you. Stop being gay. You're welcome.
Well, was it 700? Was like 500 or 700 Tyrannosaur?
See, that's
That's a good
kind of
one.
cool.
Yeah,
That's not gay. That's cool. I approve of that. Tyrannosaur, like you call it
Right.
Tyrannosaur, I'm buying it.
right. Is it 500 or 700?
Whatever it is.
700 Nitro.
Yeah, Nitro. That's a good one.
Grendel is the monster from the Norse myth about Beowulf.
Okay, so I kind of got it mixed up. 577 T-Rex. Okay, they said.
577 T-Rex.
Right. I knew it was a 5 and a 7 somewhere.
I don't know, dude. Like, it's cool that there's all these calibers and crazy shit out there for collectors and people who are into that kind of thing to get all. But from a practical standpoint, as far as I'm concerned, like there comes a point where, like what that rifle round or what that handgun round or whatever it is does, isn't significantly different enough from something that I already have to warrant me getting into it. If that makes sense. So, I mean, I've already got for handguns, there's 22, 380, 9mm, 45. What is the Tokarov one? The 7.62 Tok. 357, 38 special. Like, that's a lot for just handgun rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for rifle, it's 7.62 39, 7.62 50. Well, I don't have the 54R anymore. That's true. I don't have that anymore. 7.62 51, 303. Whatever that weird fucking Carcano shoots. 223, 5.56. Like, that's a lot too. Like, I don't need a fucking. There's so many different rifle rounds and handgun rounds, you know.
Well, the thing is, at some point they start becoming niche calibers too. So unless you're gonna like reload the shit yourself, you're basically paying like tens of dollars a round in most cases.
But the 74 is like 545, right?
I have
Yeah.
a question on this topic. If you had one gun of every caliber, whether it's a handgun or rifle or shotgun, how many guns would you have?
Like, how many calibers are there?
Yeah.
Because there's a fuck ton of There's like hundreds.
Yeah, it'd have to be at least a few hundred guns if nothing else.
There's I mean, like, especially like when you get into like all the different variants of like, oh, there's 22 short and 22 like fucking weird and like all the weird fucking calibers and stuff, and like the shotgun caliber, like little short shoddy shit things, and there's a lot of fucking different shit.
38 special, 38 long coat.
Here's a better question. If you could have one gun of all of the major calibers, so we're talking 22, 9mm, 45, 357, 308, 223, and like 7.62, 39, and 7.62, 51. So you got 8 guns. Is that too many? That's too many. Let's cut it down to 3. You get 9mm, 7.62, 51, like 308, and 223, 5.56.
Yeah.
What 3 guns are you going to choose? Ohio Patriot, go first.
Jesus. A very high end, probably custom made AR for sure for the 5.56, and then probably a bolt gun for 308 actually.
Yeah, a hunting gun. That's not a bad
For
choice.
9mm. God, there's so many. Does it have to be an actual handgun, or can it be like an SMG?
You could have an SMG. Fuck it. I didn't say what it had to be.
Okay, then I'm gonna take a what you call it? God, I can't remember what the fuck it's called now offhand. My mind is blanking tonight. The shit from Die Hard. HK.
SMG from Die Hard. The only one from Die Hard that I can think of is the what is it called? God damn it. The one that Matt really wants. Fuck, what is the goddamn called? The bullpup one.
The one from Stargate.
No, not the one from Stargate. That's the PS90.
Yeah, MP5. That's what I'm thinking of.
MP5 is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Steyr. Thank you, X Adam 1. The Steyr AUG was what I was thinking of. Jesus, we're retarded tonight. We're fucking great. All right, Leo, what 3 guns are you buying? You got 9mm, 223, 5.56, and 308.
I will go Glock for the 9mm.
Generic answer. Go on.
Yep.
Which Glock? How about that? Fuck you.
Okay, the 26, because it could take every magazine.
6. All right. That's not actually not a bad choice. Go on.
Let's see, 308. Yeah, probably like something like a Remington.
Like a bolt gun?
Yeah.
Okay,
Bolt
hunting
gun.
rifle. Go on.
And let's see. Shit. Hell, like probably the Smith & Wesson M&P AR.
Smith & Wesson, the sport?
Yeah, I go with the sport.
All right. I mean, you can go with anyone you want, really. You went with the cheap one, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm thinking
Corey.
of in reality, like
Right.
if I
like
couldn't get
what you would
yeah.
actually buy. Right.
yeah.
What about you, Corey?
Let me think. You said it was 9, 5.56, 223, and 308, right?
That is correct.
Well, we should have threw 12 gauge in there.
Okay, throw a 12 gauge in real quick. What 12 gauge would you buy?
Mossberg Maverick 88 security.
Basically, yep.
Very quickly answered. Okay. So now you have 4 guns to think of, Corey.
I would say, obviously Mossberg 500 or probably 590 because it holds more rounds. For 308, probably a SOCOM.
Right.
9mm. Can't go wrong with a trusty old Glock.
Okay.
And for 5.56, I guess I don't know. Trying to think of something more obscure than just your typical AR answer. I know they got the Ruger Mini 14, but I know those aren't too reliable.
You could go with an IWI Tavor. You could go with a Scar 16 S. You could go with
I'd go with an AUG, a full auto AUG.
Yeah, Sire AUG. There you go. All right, Xanatos. 4 guns. 1 man to rule them all.
9mm is going to be an MP5, 100%. Shotgun, probably going to be a SPOS 12. Let me see, 308, probably going to be a M24. And Let's see, 5.56. Probably 416 HK, 100%.
Okay. I would go with. All right, so we'll go with shotgun first, 12 gauge. I'm gonna go 590 A1 Marine, so the stainless version, which is I think probably the best quality pump action shotgun money can buy. 9 mil. Give me a fucking Scorpion, dude. I want a Scorpion.
Yeah, that'll work too.
For 223-556. I don't know. I mean, I guess I would just go with like a higher end AR-15 of some kind because that's probably the best answer, to be honest. But
Like an F1 firearms.
I guess if I would have to be particular, it'd be like a LaRue with a 20-inch barrel. You know, like something that you would be like super accurate, but also like light and handleable. And then what is left? 7.62, 51, 308.
Mm-hmm.
I would choose a Scar 17H for my 308.
See, I was thinking something like that too, but I mean, I was trying to think of something a little outside the box instead of, your standard answer where I'd
Going
say
back to
Glock,
the specific bolt gun I was talking about in 308, it would be one of those straight pulls from Savage.
Here's the guns that I actually have in those calibers. Canic. I've got an AR-10. I've got AR-15s. And I've got multiple shotguns, including a Bicock. Bicock for the win.
I think I'd probably change my shotgun to probably a Benelli in 3 where I could either have semi or pump
Yeah, that's
capability.
Shit, I'll take that Beretta one, that new one.
I really like the 590 A1 Marine. I mean, it's like a $1,400 shotgun, but like ultimately reliable, never gonna rust. Everything's made out of stainless, big and heavy and bulky and beefy and everything you want. Accuracy International 308. I don't even know what that is. Superbad says, I love my Remington 870 tactical with extended tube. I like my 870, I don't know what you call it, retro, like with the wood stock and stuff. It's pretty nice.
I know that the British snipers use accuracy in international.
I know what that is, but I was gonna say I got that retrograde 590.
I want one of those. Those are clean.
Because it's a lot. The funny thing is the 590 one is a little bit more cheaper than the A1. A1 is just like, oh, this area has steel instead of just plastic or something. But they're still kind of the same and both good.
But I don't think the British snipers use the 308 caliber though.
I just dropped a picture of that AX308 in the back chat.
British snipers, as far as I understand, have been using 338 Lapua for a while now. I mean, I don't know what they're currently using, but they were using that for a long time. And probably 308, to be honest. X Adam 1 says, how many different calibers do you have in AR-15 platform, not including AR-9? Well, not including AR-9 2, including AR-9 3. But I think AR-9 counts. That's still AR-15 platform, even though technically it's not, because technically it's a blowback design, not a gas piston, not gas impingement, blah, blah, blah design. And yeah, okay, fine. But
I think he meant like rifle rounds.
But I would still consider AR-9s to be an AR platform. What do you guys think?
Well, if it's using an AR platform, it shouldn't matter what the caliber is, technically.
Daniel says, would you go on the Alone TV show? Is that the one where they like take you to like a island off of fucking like northern Canada fucking coast somewhere and drop you off and you have to like figure out how to survive and film yourself while doing it, and every like month they come by and check on you with like a medical team and determine whether, and like you can give up at any time, and the person who stays the longest wins $1 million.
Yes. And you get like 20 or 25 items that you can take with you. The thing about that is, though, you cannot actually take a fishing rod. You can only take like line and stuff.
I mean, you don't need the rod, really.
Just give me the string.
I mean, if you got the fishing line, a fishing hook, or like bait of some kind, like those like lures. You got some lures with some hooks in them and some line.
A crate of bug repellent.
Right? Like a fucking one of the
and a net.
Yeah, the net's what you need.
They also won't let you take guns on there either, too, by the way.
Well, that makes sense.
Well, if I'm in bear country, I'm not going out there with a fucking knife or just like an axe or
Me
something.
either.
Like, nah,
No.
I'm going out there. You giving me a fucking gun, or I'm not going on the show.
You use a spear like your forefathers
deal with a
did.
bow.
God damn it!
And then you get slashed to death in the middle of the road.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bro,
you got to take an atlatl. That's what you get. You get an atlatl.
Our cavemen ancestors had to fight cave bears, which make fucking grizzly bears look like bitches.
exactly.
And they didn't have no fucking 45 or nothing.
They just had these hands.
And these nuts.
Yeah.
Until you die.
Yeah, my nephew and my brother-in-law have been bugging me for a while to go on that show. They're like, we think you do really good. Blah, blah, blah. Like, the guy who won, like, looked a lot like you, or like your body type or whatever. Like, your body type's the right type to do it. Just like, God damn it, leave me alone. Although,
Fine. If you
fuck it, dude,
was
I
even
do it.
going to insist of doing that, I think you at least have to practice a little bit to get the groove in.
Honda goes on the show, day one taps out.
That's
I
why
don't
I think
know.
I'll be getting. That's why I may be going to the doctor to get every kind of shot I can before I go.
I just wouldn't want to be where
What
it's too
shot you
fucking
get?
cold. Because, like, I don't know. Like, that's where it's not fun for me, is when I'm too fucking cold, you know?
Well, the cold's the ultimate killer because we ain't got fur.
Right. But then again, like, water's a thing, so it can't be too hot either. I don't know. Like, it could really suck, is the point. So I don't know if I'd want to do it.
Well, the thing is, too, a lot of the people on that Alone series, their entire lifestyle is survival training and stuff like that, and how to build shelters and primitive craft and everything else like that.
Now, I'd walk in day one like, I don't know shit, but I'll figure it out, just like my caveman ancestors did.
Yeah.
Just give me some lures and some fishing line and like a fucking knife and an axe and I don't know, like a bow and arrow would be nice, right? An arrow,
you can
like a
take
couple
those
arrows and a
outside.
bow, maybe some fishing line to go on the arrows so you can go spear fishing or like bow fishing.
I think the
Like
thing
go-
with the bow and arrows is they have to be like a recurve bow. They can't be like the modern ones or anything like that.
That's fine.
Of course.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't. Unless you're a weak ass bitch, like it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like the modern bows are nice because like you pull it and it's hard to get, but then once you get it to that spot, it's like okay, now I just have to hold it here and it's super easy to hold. Versus the old school kind, you just have to hold it there like with all your strength until you let go. So it makes it a little harder to be accurate, but
Yeah, the accuracy level on a recurve bow, I mean, it's something you have to practice with to get down.
right. And the more you practice, the better you are. I don't know. I used to go to the fucking archery range all the time when I was a kid. All the fucking time. That was my favorite thing to do.
I did a little bit of that. There's one near when I live at too, ironically. In fact, I kind of want to go back and get on some practice.
And what you also need is the old school Playboy magazine. That'll
With the
get you
pages
through
stuck
the day.
together.
Yep.
Like, how old school? Are we talking like Afro Bush?
Whatever your heart's
At least I'll
desire.
say mid-70s.
Are we going for like 90s style? I'd go for 90s, sure.
Yeah, 90s.
Yeah.
90s the cutoff point.
Because those were the chicks that I was looking at when I was like the age where you're like, ooh, girls. I like them, and I don't know why. But I like them titties. Yeah, your nephew's saying you got the pounds to lose. That's exactly right. Josh, he says, my four guns would be Winchester 1897. What is that chambered in?
That's a nice
G18,
one.
Glock 18, AR-15, and HK-21. Oh, that's the 12 gauge. So the Winchester 1897, I think, isn't that the one that Terminator used? Like the lever action, lever, as what's his name would call it.
It's
Could be.
similar to what was used in the movie No Country for Old Men. It has the
I
extra
was
hammer
gonna say
on
they
it.
don't even make those no more, huh? Right.
No idea.
I mean, 1897, probably not, but maybe someone's making a repro or something. That's the first pump action one, then, huh? Because the 1887 was the. Okay, Welper said that. Got it. Fiendog says, anyone ever shoot 22 TCM? I've only seen the ammo. I've never seen a gun chambered in it.
Probably seeing in ads like some type of pistol that shoots 22 TCM.
The only thing I've ever heard about that caliber was people making barrels that you could swap out of your gun for it. I've never seen a gun chambered in it directly, though.
Well, I think Rock Island makes one that is a 22 TCM and a 9mm. It shoots both.
Do you know what I've never seen nobody own yet? Like one of those Lionheart Industry guns. Like their little 1911s.
The what?
Like the Lionheart Industries.
Lionheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, never heard of that one.
I don't even know what that is. I kind of want one of those. I think it's Taurus who makes it, like the gaudy ass 1911 with like white grips and blued stuff and gold accents and shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It's not 1911. It's a Beretta 92. Sorry. I don't know. The 1897 can be slam fired. Yeah, that's the one. That's the trench gun, right?
Yeah.
That's the trench shotgun with the fucking heat shield and a bayonet on it. That'd be actually pretty fucking cool.
Actually, their guns look like a lot more like old school Smith & Wesson guns.
Speaking of slam fire shotguns, I forget what the company was, but it was the one that was using the movie Cuffs. Yeah, that's what it was.
Ithaca, what was it, 34 or 37? One or the other?
Yeah, it was a 37.
Slam
That's
fire
what it was.
bitches. No. Fucking nasty shotguns.
Okay, here's the thing about slam fire that, you know, like if the dude's right in front of you and you're just like fucking like chalking people. I don't know what you'd call that. Chalk. Yeah, that makes sense. But if you have to be accurate at all, like slam fire, no longer fun, no longer good. I guess it's good to have the option.
Just shoot
don't
like a
have
normal shotgun. It's the same fucking thing.
Right. You don't have to do it. You have the option.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, okay. Well, let's just, like an example. How far you think, in general, you think it's good for you to go into a toe-to-toe gunfight with a shotgun against somebody?
Wait, say that again. I was reading.
Well, I said how long. I said how far you think you would use a shotgun at far distance with a if you're in a gunfight.
75 yards max.
I was thinking 50.
If I'm shooting, if all I have is birdshot, like you better be within like 5 yards, because otherwise it's just gonna fucking pepper you nicely. If it's buckshot, like double-aught buckshot, I'd say you're probably good to 40, 50 yards, something like that, of still being like reliably hitting them. If we're talking a deer slug, I'd say 100 to 150, maybe like 100 yards, probably.
I'd say 75 to 100.
No, I'm really, on the buckshot.
Unless you got like a red dot. Unless you got like a red dot or like a 3 times. Fuck, man, it's gonna be so hard to hit something at 100 yards. Good fucking.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. How far are you willing to risk that? That's because buckshot, 50 yards, but that slug, I'm not gonna reach to 100. It'll probably
it'll reach more than 100 for sure.
Yeah,
and
but
it's accurate for more than 100 too.
With it.
It's just how accurate are you with iron sights shotgun with the drop of a fucking like how much is that? Because they're only going like 1,600 feet a second when it comes out of the barrel, right?
So that's why that's one of the reasons why I wanted to switch out. I put ghost ring sights for that 590. I'm at 590, just in case.
Just in case you have to make a 100-yard shotgun shot.
Yeah, I was willing to test it out. Yeah, if I'm using a bead sight.
I don't see too many situations in which, like, short of hunting, right? Like making a shot at that distance would be something you'd want to do, and without rule of law, even, you know? Because, like, let's say you at 150 yards or whatever see like two what appear to be thugs stealing from, or what appears to be stealing from some woman, right? And like you see the shit going on, and they're taking the thing from her, and they knocked her down to the ground, and then you shoot the two dudes without knowing what's going on, besides the fact that they were like stealing from a woman, it appeared. But really what happened was she stole their shit, and they just caught up to her, and you happened to see them catch up to her. So you shot the two dudes who got their shit stolen from a fucking thief and like helped her out. You know, like you don't know what's going on at that distance necessarily. That being said, if it's like your son who's getting fucked up by like a gang of dudes at 150 yards, and the only way that she can stop him is by like fucking turning into a sniper or some shit, and fuck yeah, dude, I'm sniping motherfuckers left and right.
I'd pull out the fucking AR, the 308, bro. 100 yards,
Yeah,
300 yards all day, bro.
AR 308.
Just popping watermelons, you know?
Fuck yeah.
My son would be all fucking traumatized, covered in blood, but he'd be alive. Like, why did you have to pop so many watermelons on me, Dad?
Now, if we're talking foreign entity fucking military, fucking 800 yards with that 308 all day long. Popping helmets.
Daniel dropped in 5. Thanks, man. Says there was a thing on Reddit saying one of the guys on Alone this season recorded every shit he took to troll the producers. That's great. That's awesome.
Something I would do.
Oh shit! Dwayne Christensen said, "You missed my real setup in those parameters." Says Dwayne. Let me find Dwayne's.
My cousin actually did that to me. He took his shit and sent me a photo of it, and then I did.
Yeah, have you ever taken a shit worthy of a picture though?
Yes.
The funny thing is, my dad did that to me once.
Like you take a okay, so this happened to me back in football, right? Like high school football season, where we're working out 6 hours a day, where I'm eating like 6, 7, 8,000 I'm eating like 3 times what a normal man eats every meal, you know? And like before each game on Saturday, they would take us to Country Kitchen Buffet, and all like the starters would have like a salad and like a soda, and all of the fucking like people who didn't start would eat whatever the fuck they wanted. And this is my freshman year, so I wasn't a starter. So when we went to Country Kitchen Buffet, I got to eat whatever the fuck I wanted. So I ate a fuck ton of like chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes and blah blah blah, you know. And we get back to the school, like time to suit up, and it's like rumble, 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 rumble. I took a shit that was like my asshole got stretched out by this shit, dude. I don't know how we got on this subject. But it stretched my asshole out so much that it hurt. And it curled around the entire toilet almost twice. It was like 1 3/4 fucking curled snake around the toilet. The entire thing was the same fucking thickness too. It was amazing.
So
I didn't flush it. I had to call people over. I had to call people over and be like, "Look at this shit. Everyone come here and look at the shit that I laid in the toilet." How many people just stopped watching just then, I wonder?
I think that should be one of your Discord channels.
So what you're saying is it was your Randy Marsh moment?
Oh yeah. That was the original number 2. That was the one that had to be beat.
We lost one.
Who just dropped out?
Corey.
Corey.
Corey couldn't take it. That's great. This is a highbrow chat.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sometimes, you gotta talk about shit. Anyway, Dwayne Christensen says, I have Steyr Scout in 308. Is that a bolt action?
Yeah, it's a bolt action.
Yep.
Okay. Beretta 1300 Patrol DDM4 Pro 556. So Daniel Defense.
Yep.
And a CZ P10 9mm. Is that the P10C or is it the P10 full size? Probably the P10 full size because he didn't say C.
I would take
There you
that
go.
over to see if I can own it. It's one of the pistols I would like to own.
I've got several guns in all of these calibers. So. Several different setups. Sus. That's funny that the dude was taking pictures of his shit, though. That's what got us on it. Daniel, it's your fault. JP 1992 says, just joined. What the fuck did I just walk into? Sorry, JP. I mean, we don't usually talk about that subject, but, don't shy away from it when it happens.
This is men talk.
Data says, did you flush it or leave it for someone else to find? I left it. I called people over. I was like, bro, you got to come look at this shit, bro. Bro, check this shit out, bro. Like 10 people were like, oh my God. And then, yeah, I left it. I didn't fucking flush it.
Let the janitor clean it up, huh?
The amazing thing was I barely even had to wipe when it was done. It was like clean. And we lost another one.
And then there was 4.
That's all Xanatos could take. Anywho.
But I think we all did that at school, right? You go to one toilet, leave a big one there, then like you'll go to the toilet next to you, and then that's where you wipe.
Right, because you don't want to you want to like leave it in the clear water with nothing obstructing the view.
Yep.
I get it. I get that.
I did that plenty of times at school.
Jesus Christ. All right, I don't even know what to talk about anymore. Like I can't think of anything else now. That's it.
Damn, we got no stories or anything?
Go Shadow says, if I have to go outside grabbing AR-10, no, I can make a headshot at 500 meters. I think you can make a headshot with an AR-15 at that too, to be honest.
Oh, Honda.
They're pretty good.
I'm going to remind Honda, I'm going to remind you next time when you're on Match Chat, I'm going to need you to bring that story back up.
About the poop?
Yep. We get a whole new poop discussion going on Match Shadow.
I mean, that was the biggest poop of my life, and it happened as a freshman in high school. Biggest turd. I don't know if it was the biggest poop. That's debatable.
Yeah, like once you drop those long ones that's in the shape of your intestines. Right. It's like one of those snake roadways.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got to be proud of that, you know?
You ever have like the shotgun blast one? Where like you're running to the toilet and you get there and it's like kaboom and then it's fucking done.
The weird ones are the ones where you get like the dry wipes where there's barely anything on the tissue.
Yeah, that's called a ghost poop, as Eduardo is pointing out in the chat right now.
Is that what that was? Okay.
Yeah, that's what a ghost poop is.
I guess I learned something.
Yeah. I think I had those like last week.
Daniel says, what's the difference between big turd and the biggest poop? I'm missing something. Okay. Biggest turd is like single turd in the toilet. biggest poop would be like the conglomerate of turds in the toilet.
Yep.
all in one session, though, right? Like you can't get up.
That's me right there. You just give me anything lactose.
It's like the coiling anaconda.
I don't know. Sometimes it's one big turd. Sometimes it's like 50 little ones.
Yep. Get the little droplets.
It's like deer poop. Like.
Right.
But I never had that where some people just poop out like pellets and stuff.
Yeah, like rabbit pellets. It comes out like.
I don't think I've had rabbit pellets. Like that's a little.
I know it's mostly women do that.
That's a little strange. Cleveland steamer. Oh, dude, the fucking what's that chick's name? Amber Heard, the Amber Turd on the pillow.
Yep.
Oh damn.
If Amber Heard crap on my bed, I would take it, put it in a glass case.
I'm sure someone would buy it.
Yeah.
That is Leo's smart on that one. Like, wait a minute, you could sell that.
Right. And no, charge for everybody to get a whiff of it. Like open the glass case, right? Get a small whiff. Up, you're on mute.
I knew this chick in high school who was hooking up with this dude at a party. And I guess he was too drunk and passed out in the middle, right? Like after they started.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she was reverse cowgirl or whatever, but she took a dump on his stomach and left. Can you imagine?
I've heard stories of that, but just leaving. Okay, that's a whole different other thing.
Can you imagine? Like you're getting it on, but you're like wasted and you're just barely fucking, and then you black out, right? You pass out, and the next thing you know, there's like 50 people staring at your naked body covered in poop, laughing and jeering. I would think that's a terrible experience.
She must have been one of those girls, a very white girl, where like I just fucked up and just laugh.
Hey, I still won. God damn it!
But the thing is, it's like, okay, like yeah, that's embarrassing for him, you know. Like he got like a bunch of people saw him with like poop on him at a party when he was passed out. But what about her? She never, ever, ever, ever lived that down. I didn't go to the high school reunion. But if I did and she was there, I'm sure someone was like, saying something about it. Fiend Dog says he still got laid. At what cost?
Yeah.
I mean, after that, we're together forever. You ain't going anywhere.
Hell no, you're getting the fuck away from me I am never ever talking to you again.
Oh no. After that, we're together forever.
Leo. It's funny that Leo said that because I literally had a coworker one time when I used to work at my old job. He told me pretty much this is what he said. He said, it's true love if one of y'all eat each other, peanut butter, but he was talking about shit, quote unquote. I'm like, I mean, he does have a point technically because if you're willing to go that far with each other, I'm like, still thinking nasty as hell though.
It is a whole different story.
You guys are talking about some weird shit at work, man.
Maybe drinking a little pee every now and then, but eating.
I hung out with a lot of cast of characters at that job.
What?
it was always.
I'm not
crazy.
drinking or eating any bodily substances.
Look, you just squirt some of that flavored water juice into it, add a little sugar.
Are you talking making pea Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, mind you, the people I was talking to were truck drivers and shit. So.
That's a big pass for me, man.
Just like in John Wick, when Halle Berry
they did not do that in John Wick. They did not. No.
No. I was thinking about that one scene where Halle Berry took a drink of the bottled water, then spit it back in it, then gave it to him. You say you still want to drink that? At least do that?
No.
If I'm gonna die of thirst, if I don't, then I guess I have to, and I fucking hate that bitch forever.
Nah, that'd be the first bottle I pick up. If there's a bunch of clean bottles on there, I'm picking up the one she spit back into.
No, hell no. I've seen fucking Gothica, dude. Fuck that bitch. She's a
I've
terrible
never seen
actress.
Gothica.
Storm. She played Storm. Remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mannequin could have done the job that she did.
She was great in Boomerang and Monsters Ball.
I didn't even know she was in Boomerang.
She just looked good. That's all I gotta say.
And she played a good crackhead on New Jack City.
Did she?
Yeah.
I think, oh, now you got me. Got to go back there. Watch that movie.
Remember, she was the prom queen.
Who got addicted to crack?
Yeah.
I see. I don't remember that. Only one I keep remembering is Pookie. Keep coming in my mind.
Right. That was Chris Rock's girlfriend. Was Holly Berry. in the
Oh, okay. I have to
Girlfriend?
go back
That was
and
his
rewatch
girlfriend?
that shit.
Chris Rock's girlfriend.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
It's great. It's great.
Right? Am I giving out a little too much information about me? You think?
Yeah, I see you like stranger stuff than I do.
Are you sure? Hmm.
Daniel says that's exactly what I picture people in California talking about. It.
Damn. When you hang out with truck drivers, you know, they talk about a whole bunch of shit.
I just assumed that they were talking about, hey, look at that bum over there taking a shit in the street.
Now, do you remember that time where I think was it Bear Grylls? He ate some in that actress's pee when it was out in the wild.
I thought that he got in trouble because they were like supposedly doing like a shoot, and in the middle of it, they got a hotel room and got a bunch of room service and food, and fucking then just went back out in the woods and like shot the next scene. Like he's still starving in the woods.
Yeah. There was a lot of stuff about him doing all kinds of shady shit there. But yeah, he did drink his own piss on one of the episodes, and he also took elephant crap to get water out of that.
That's awful.
Damn.
So you like squeeze the elephant poop and then you collect the elephant poop water?
No, he literally took a big chunk of elephant shit in his hands and then squeezed it into his fucking mouth to where it was dripping water to his mouth.
Oh, it was Michelle Rodriguez. They boiled a rat in her pee, a mouse in her pee, and then they ate it.
Ew.
What the fuck, dude?
Wait,
What? I would rather starve. I would honestly rather just like sit there and be hungry.
Is this a movie? Is this a movie, Leo?
No, it was a TV show.
Oh, is that Running Wild with Bear Grylls?
Yeah.
That's just wrong as fuck,
man. Like,
wait, oh, damn, my God.
okay, if you're gonna eat a mouse, let's say, right? You're gonna eat a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
You cut its tail off because you don't want to eat that shit because that's gross. You probably cut its feet off because like, I don't want to fucking touch that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably cut its fur off, or do you just like stick it in the fire and burn its fur off? And you definitely cut it open and take out its guts. So how much meat is even left on this fucking mouse by the time you get it in your mouth anyway? You know?
Like a nugget.
Yeah, it's like a fucking chicken
like
nugget, if
little
that.
grams.
And it's full of fucking bones.
I'm talking about a mouse, not a rat. At least a rat got a little something.
Yeah, a rat would be, you know, a couple of bites. That's like a burger, man.
Well, the thing with
Like a
the
big fat
mice,
male rat.
if you cook them, you're basically just charring them to death and then just munching the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that would be the point. Like you cook it until it's like an unrecognizable lump of carbon because you've cooked it so much, and then you crunch the carbon into your mouth. I think that's the move. Not pee on it and boil it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, dude? Did they drink the broth?
As I'm looking, I think actually also one of the chick from Spice Girls pees on Bear Grylls' head.
Really?
Maybe he's just into this shit.
I never. That's
Probably.
I thought this was supposed to be like survival shit. What the fuck is this about peeing and all that other stuff? I've never seen Bear Grylls. I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, Calhoun says this has to be a fetish. No reason to boil it and pee. That's why he had the show. He couldn't get off unless he knew people were watching.
Well, they were in
Not
the
that there's
desert,
about
so
to
you know,
be
they had to conserve water. You know.
Oh no, there was like one time where he found like a mountain lion kill or something, right? It was like a deer in the fucking Like, who knows how long it's been there, like days or weeks, certainly not hours, right? Like, it's been there for a while. And he like cut off part of the leg and then like cut some of the inner meat off. And he's like, oh, it's still good on the inside. Like, oh no, dude, I don't think it is. I think it's rotten.
Yeah, he did something similar with a zebra kill.
Maybe that's what it was.
And he just like yanked it, and he was like just munching on it raw right then and there, and then just puts them in his pocket for later too.
Yeah, because pocket meat's fucking sanitary. According to Alone, one field mouse is the caloric equivalent of one pizza roll.
Sounds about right.
So even less than a nugget.
Dude, I could eat like a dozen pizza rolls, no problem.
So a pizza roll with mouse meat in it.
I don't think I could eat a dozen mice. I don't know.
There was that one guy on Alone he had caught a moose, I think is what it was, and he was using like the head and the snout and stuff and like eating out of that.
Play the super, says Daniel. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Hodor, I have to screen your fucking links. I'm sorry.
I already watched it.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh, I've seen this. Okay, hold on. Are y'all ready for this?
Educate to the
Among
purpose.
them is what understreams of cow's urine, since they see it as a natural antiseptic to fight and avoid infections. The hair turns orange after it comes into contact with the urine. It is a color that they like, and it suits it well. They say that this, in addition to looking good, serves as an antiseptic and protects them from the scorching heat. For them, cows are the most spoiled animals, since they see them as a member of the family. Something curious. To stay clean, the
Yep, fuck that shit. I mean, does it really change the color of their hair?
Apparently.
I guess some cows got that strong piss. Imagine people trying to do that with like cat piss on their hair and shit.
Do you ever see that episode of South Park where they get high off cat piss?
Yes.
That was a good episode.
And fucking
Did just nothing but
Heavy metal start playing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to Titopolis.
That was great.
Right, but everything was just boobs.
Yeah, it was major boobage.
Right.
Did you guys see this interview with Tucker Carlson with the guy who claimed to have gay sex with Obama in 1999?
Yeah, I seen the
I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, no.
The promo clip. I seen the promo.
It wasn't.
I don't know if I believe the guy. Like, I'm not saying I don't believe him, but like, I don't know what his evidence is or what his proof is,
That's what I'm saying. It seemed like one of the ones they just talking or they ain't got no evidence, and they already in that little trailer thing. They just like cut out a lot of the stuff you want to hear.
Right. A dried Obama stain. Need one of those.
Library Garrett says, put a picture of spare vehicle in the Frog Discord. Hold on. That's right. I have Discord labeled as gay in my thing. Oh, you got the 4-wheel drive Suzuki? People fucking... This is a sought-after vehicle. Because they have such a short wheelbase and they're 4-wheel drive. And they're so light that they can go basically anywhere. Like you take these to Moab or whatever. Problem with them, their top speed is like 65 or 70, but, whatever. That's fucking cool, dude. Was this like a barn find or what is this? I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Looks like a crack shack.
Eduardo says The Last Samurai. Is that what they're called? Suzuki Samurais? I thought the Suzuki Samurai was a motorcycle. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, dude, that's pretty fucking cool, though. Library says, turns out it will fit in the dog kennel. It's a nice little garage for it. It's like perfect size. Colin says, I used to see a lot of those around, not so much anymore. Yeah, like, they made a fuck ton of them, but I think a lot of them didn't last very long for whatever reason. Library says, no, I didn't want to put it in the shop with a car. I'm engine swapping. This one's next on the list. Okay. I did kind of want to play this because it made me, it gave me some feelings. So fuck it. That's what we're going to do.
Vaccinated who are the problem.
When the chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other.
You are the unvaccinated. You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem. Period. End of story.
The only people that you can blame, this isn't shaming, this is the truth. Maybe they should be shamed, are the unvaccinated.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated who are the threat.
All those vaccinated folks are going to start wearing masks to protect the unvaccinated folks. It's called a Christian value.
You're basically punishing the vaccinated for the sins of the unvaccinated.
People are not behaving honorably. The unvaccinated are basically saying, well, it's open season for me. I can do whatever I want as well.
The unvaccinated are basically beating their breasts, running around the country saying, we don't care, we're living free, and so forth.
That's what you were saying. We don't care. We don't have myocarditis.
Oh, damn. I didn't even see these. So they really was going hard on us.
All right, let's keep it going.
Been patient, but our patience is wearing thin.
The unvaccinated, a group that includes children and people acting like children. And the rest of us are starting to get pissed off.
The vaccinated feel the unvaccinated are making me upset or angry.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. No, screw your freedom.
The other day, Howard Stern weighed in with a much different approach. Take a look.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated? Their freedom.
But you're treading on our freedom and you're making other people sick, and really you're killing other people.
The anti-vaxxers, they seem to have a thing for death and home remedies.
The anti-maskers turned anti-vaxxers are not just putting their own lives at risk. If that was the issue, we could just say that we can watch them compete to win place or show in the Darwin Awards.
We have to start doing things for the greater good of society and not for idiots who think that they can do their own research.
And don't get me started on the lunatics who won't take any of the COVID vaccines.
Life is too short to be an ass. Life is way too short to be ignorant of the promise of something that is helping people worldwide.
Maybe you're doing it because you're disconnected or disorganized. Maybe you have some sympathetic psychological reasons. But maybe you're just being antisocial.
Oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are.
Those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price.
The unvaccinated should be taxed. They should pay more for health care.
We need to start looking at the choice to remain unvaccinated the same as we look at driving while intoxicated.
We're going to see, and I've said, almost two types of America.
Dr. Fauci.
I'm Anthony Fauci, and you better listen to me because I'm the science.
Said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack, yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who Gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
Pointing back to the unvaccinated who are really creating a problem in this country, every death that we are seeing from COVID could have been prevented.
Literally, the only people dying are the unvaccinated. And for those of you spreading misinformation, shame on you.
That's right. Shame on all of those people, because all they were doing that entire time was spreading misinformation, every single one of them. And they were targeting people who didn't want to go along with the government edict, who were right all along, every step of the way. They were right. Maybe not for they didn't have all the science behind why they were right or whatever, but you know what? We didn't need to fucking wait for the science to know that a quickly thrown together Pfizer vaccine under the guise of an American emergency order that gives them immunity from any kind of lawsuits maybe isn't a bad thing. It's a bad thing to put in your body. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think you even need to have the science to fucking figure that one out.
Going on this line, I got into it with a bunch of fuck knuckles on Reddit today about this whole thing because there's a bunch of people being all pro masking again here because I guess J.D. Vance, being in the Senate now for the first year, introduced a piece of legislation today called the Freedom to Breathe Act, which would basically ban federal mandating of masks, both transit and in schools and stuff like that.
As far as I understood, the federal government never mandated any mask things except for within their own government buildings, which did not include schools. So
I think it's,
let's
I think it's just a workaround kind of thing, whatever, in case they do it is what it is. What are you doing there?
Right, that's a good thing to do in case they try, I guess, but it wouldn't have changed a fucking thing because every single one of those mask mandates was either a state organized affair or it was through whatever company you were working for or business you were inside of at the time that had a fucking policy, right? It had nothing to do. I mean, it was the CDC's guidance, right? And when the CDC comes with guidance, then everybody's like, oh, yes, daddy government, tell me how high to jump again, right? But when it comes down to it, it was still the fucking goddamn piece of shit fucking companies and states that made the decisions to fuck people over.
Well, specifically, it was a bunch of unelected health directors that were appointed by governors and stuff like that, but it was also the Surgeon General of the United States who was recommending masks and stuff, too.
Daniel says, the real shitty part is even as a pureblood, if we have to receive a blood transfusion, we're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like what percentage of the population took at least one dose of the vaccine? Wasn't it 70%?
It was a lot.
We're talking in America, not the world.
Yeah, it was a
in
lot.
In the United States, it's something like 70%, 7 out of 10 people were coerced or, whatever word you want to use to get them to do it. What's that?
Frightened into.
Right.
Yeah, just pure fear mongering.
And Daniel saying 60%. I thought it was 70%. Maybe that's just my state. I think it's 70% of Colorado took the fucking vaccine. No problem, daddy government. You got it. Meaning we are in the minority. We are in the group of people who, and that's of children too, because children weren't even allowed to take the fucking vaccine for a really long time. And when they finally got fucking approved for it, I was like, are you fucking serious? With how much we know about it at this point, you're still approving it for more groups of people? That's fucking insane. Criminal. I would call it criminal, not insane. Beyond insane. Criminal is what that is. Sorry.
I'll do you one better than that. So there was actually state money allocated for, I think it was a 4th or 5th COVID check. That's what that piece of shit DeWine used here for that Vaximillion lottery, where he was basically being like, hey kids, you want to go to college for free? Just get jabbed up. Hey adults, you want some money? Just get jabbed up.
Remember was it the governor of New York or the mayor who was like, oh, these delicious French fries.
Yeah, it was Bill de Blasio
that I can get for free.
Dumbass.
Oh god, the sound of you fucking smacking your lips makes me want to fucking do stuff I can't say on the internet. Welper says, I won't completely disagree with Yankee about masks. They were supposed to make people feel more comfortable, like they are doing something to help, but they tried to drag science into it was wrong. I don't know, man. Like, what is Yankees' take on masks? Like, oh, masks work great, and everyone should wear a mask because I'm the Yankee Marshal, and I know things that you don't because I have information that I can't share with you. But I'm going to assume that I'm right, and I don't know anything about that, but I've got strong opinions. I'm the Yankee Marshal.
If the Yankee Marshal says it, it must be true.
My thing on the whole deal is, how many kids now are we going to see go full Mexican Joker in the next 10 years because of psychological issues?
Oh, yeah, dude. We're fucked. Like, this whole
Shit,
country's
not
fucked.
even kids. We can talk about people around our age.
Like, I don't even think we're going to worry about it that long, to be honest, because, like, things are going to get really, really, really bad once hyperinflation starts kicking in, and, like, it's already started, and, like, the petrodollar's going away, and, like, China's making deals with all of these oil-producing countries, and, like we might have a backup plan that maybe saves us in some way, but things are still going to be way, way, way harder for the, average person going through life trying to fucking make it in this country. Like, you're not going to have extra money for stuff, like no one is. And then places are going to start shutting down. And like my job, my work, I'm afraid of that. That's like one thing that's on the horizon that I see coming. Like, if people don't have money to go out, then I don't have a job anymore, So
Did you guys ever see that clip from Tim Pool's cast where it was Ann Crossland freaking out about mask mandates again?
No, I saw what's his name freaking out about it? Ian?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, what did you say? You said Ian?
I said Ann Crossland.
You did not say Ian. You said something else, Crossland.
Whatever.
It's fine.
Either way.
It's fine.
But yeah, like, because people always think it's going to be somebody like me that's going to be the one, doing something. It's like, nah, bro. It's going to be the quiet guy like that that's going to have the fucking freak out and finally have enough. And when you have like tens of thousands of people like that rising up, and then it becomes millions, it's going to be an unstoppable army at that point.
Well, they want some of us. I think that's what they're trying to do, right? I don't think they want millions of people. Like, that's maybe they want that. I don't know. But I think they want a couple, right? They want a couple of people who fit the moniker of straight white male, right? Straight white male Christian, preferably. And if they can get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 of us to freak out and do something with a gun or whatever, they got us. That's it. Then they've got every excuse that they need. They've got all the political fodder that they need to go after people's gun rights and to come after people's gun rights. Why would you do that? Well, it's because you're planning on doing something that the people would shoot you for, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to get rid of people's guns before you do it. So that's ultimately what I'm afraid of, is having a country where people grow up in a country where you can't have guns, you don't have any right to do anything that the government doesn't already know about, and that like these kids are going to be growing up in basically slavery with no way to get out of it. It's a technocracy beyond anything that humanity's ever fucking experienced before, and you put it in the hands of people who would enslave their fellow man for their own fucking self-aggrandization and power. I mean, that's the recipe for an enslaved humanity that never gets out of it. I don't know how we get out of it. I don't know how you would get out of it. I mean, it's over.
Well, that's what we've seen in these UK countries, or these European countries like the UK and stuff like that, for decades now. And now you have an entire generation of kids that have been fucked out of their gun rights over there, and now they're doing 3D printing of stuff illegally.
Right, and they just have to go along with whatever the government says. Like in California, right here, California wants to make it illegal to confront shoplifters. So if you are working at a place and someone's shoplifting, or if you are like at a place and someone's shoplifting, and you stop them, and you physically put yourself in the way of them in the exit or whatever it is, I don't even know what the fucking minimal standard for interfering with them is, $18,000 fine. That's absolutely insane. Get the fuck out of California.
Yeah, and that's what those Sikh guys were having that whole rally about the other day, was because they were the ones that beat the shit out of that shoplifter.
This is funny. High Point Warranty Center finds carbine barrels stuffed with 35 bullets. So the dude had a squib load and kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. 35 bullets stuck in the barrel, bro. Yeah. Anyway. Welper says the mask may have helped in a tiny way, like your AC filter when you smoke. That's about right. It doesn't remove the smell, but you can replace the filter. It's dirty as hell. Right. Like it picks something out of the air, but did it stop the fucking smoke? No. Like, did mask stop some spittle maybe from going into the air? Yeah, probably. Did it stop people from getting COVID? Nope.
I remember back at the height of this whole thing, this was like July, August 2020, something like that. And I had gone into a Walmart to get some stuff, and they were requiring mask mandate stuff then at the time, and I, put some shit on. Dude, I had a full-blown claustrophobic attack because I couldn't breathe.
Daniel says, I think filtering Rona through a cigarette is a better idea than wearing a mask. Bro, like every time I tried it, like when I still smoked, every time I tried to quit and I got like 2 or 3 days into quitting, I would get sick as fuck. I don't know what it was. It was like, but I would always get like some chest cold or something that would like start soaking in. And I always thought it was like, I don't know, like the tobacco smoke or whatever was like pickling my lungs and keeping things from getting me sick. And as soon as I stopped smoking, like the pickling, but I don't know. All right, well, we've been going an hour and 36 minutes, which is about how long we normally go for the late night. This isn't late night with E Honda. God damn it, I'm retarded. This is 2A Taco Tuesday with E Honda and friends. God damn it, I do too many shows. But anyway, that's about how long we normally go for the 2A Taco Tuesday chat. So I do appreciate you guys showing up for the chat tonight. Was a fun one. Kind of had some cool conversations about stuff. I will see you guys. Well, for me, it won't be till Saturday on Matt's Geek Chat. But again, on Sunday on this channel, we'll be back for another chat, and we'll see you guys then. Thanks for being here, and peace out. Laters, y'all. Later.